Hey, I'm Joe DeGanzik, and this is the show where we talk about all the new forms of LED and other advanced forms of lighting. We review products for you, and we give you some information and tips on lighting design for, say, your home. And we tie it all together with home automation devices, information and reviews, and how-tos and stuff like that. The Internet of Things, as it's called, connected devices, whatever the heck you want to call it. Today we're talking about Earth Day, and I've got my Nissan Zero Emission Tour. I drive an electric car, so I'm very Earth conscious. I host a show about LED lighting, so I guess that would make me Earth conscious. But anyways, Earth Day was April 22nd, or was, whichever direction you might be on the calendar. It's early May now. But anyways, Earth Day was the 22nd. It's a day everyone gets together and tries to convince people to save the planet through various ways of saving energy, water, resources, all those kind of things, no more air pollution and good stuff like that. And of course, various companies will do product tie-ins and promos and things like that. One of the companies that we haven't given a lot of love to on this show did exactly that, and they partnered with another company that most people are familiar with that stocks these type of bulbs, Home Depot. Anyways, so what they did was Philips announced they're doing this 2 for $5, which is a very, very low price for LED light bulbs, especially relatively quality ones. But we'll go into the details because I want you to look at this and be tempted by it in the store, but be wary of its applications and really what they've got going on. I will say, Philips, good job on finally making packaging that you can actually open it and not completely ruin it. They're probably assuming you're not going to actually return the bulb. So here's the bulb. There's a comparison on the screen between it and our kind of reference LED bulb from Cree, the 4-flow. You can tell that this guy, the Philips, is a little bit smaller. So here's a couple of the facts for you. It's 8.5 watts to put out 60 watts of equivalent light, or 800 lumens, depending on how you acknowledge these things and remember these things. So it's a pretty bright bulb, no problem there. It comes in both warm white 2700K and daylight white 5000K varieties, both for the 2 for $5 in a convenient box. Recycle the box, you know, it's Earth Day. Anyways, here's the comparison photo on the left with the Cree and on the right with the Philips. So it's very bright, no problem there. It is not dimmable. I'll go into that here in a second. And the light quality, which is CRI, color rendering index, is 80. So it's reasonable, and the light coming off of it is more on the white side than yellow, but it's pretty hard to tell in this photo, and it's not easiest to tell in real life either. Will you notice it? Maybe, but probably not. So we talk about dimming. The bulb is not dimmable. For this price, well, you know, you're probably not going to get dimmability. And if you've been wanting to replace or upgrade to LED bulbs, now's probably your time, depending on your application. We don't know if these work in fully enclosed fixtures. The base gets pretty darn hot, even after 10 minutes. Which is different from some other LED bulbs that have been improving the way that they get rid of the heat from the LEDs and from the electronics inside. So fully enclosed fixtures, we don't know. But here's the other fact. It only has a 3-year warranty and a 10-year expected lifespan. You think, well, 10 years is pretty good. Most LED bulbs are 20 to 25 years based on 3 to 4 hours of use a day. They're probably going to last even longer than that, or you'll replace them at some point before that time. So it's a cheaper bulb, shorter warranty, shorter general life. It has a little bit of a buzz, a little bit of a hum to it. I put 2 of them in adjacent fixtures next to each other. Didn't have a problem once I walked a few feet away, so it's definitely better than a lot of other bulbs, but it was surprising to me because normally you only get buzz if it's on a dimmer, and they weren't on a dimmer. So again, it's an okay bulb, puts out good light to my personal eye, and because you're not going to try to dim it or do anything fancy with it, it's probably okay for most purposes. I wouldn't put it in places that you probably would want to upgrade to a dimmer or some sort of home automation device, because you'll be disappointed when either your dimmer, the bulb catches on fire, or who knows what happens. Don't put it on a dimmer, don't try it. I think other people have tried it and they got it to dim, but not very well. So just don't bother. So pretty efficient, 8.5 watts, CRI 80. It's 800 lumens, puts out a nice bright light. It's very much distributed. You could see that in the comparison photo. No shadows on the lampshade, so that's a good thing. So overall, a pretty good light bulb. But again, depending on your application, will it fit your needs? Maybe, maybe not. It'll look all shiny in the store, but you know, don't try with a dimmer. But good job, Philips, on coming out with something that is at least on the cheap side and will get people to upgrade to LEDs and so forth and so on. So just, this is why I review these products, even the ones that I might not recommend to everyone for everybody's purpose, just so that you can be aware of it and you know what's going on when you go to the store and you see something and you go, oh wow, it's really cheap, but maybe, you know, you get what you pay for. That's the bottom line. So a reasonable bulb, and there we go. Anyways, where can you get us? Oh, you should email us, because what do you want us to review in the future? Do you have products for us to review? Super. Shoot an email with your questions, ideas, whatever. questions@answers.lighting. And here's all the ways that you can get us on social media across the internet. Don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube so that you get every single one of our episodes. And share the show with your friends who might be interested in these type of reviews, lighting design tips. We have a whole set of some of those shows already in the can and already published, and a few more coming out soon. And of course, home automation. We're going to be covering lots of cool stuff as big companies like Apple and Google and Nest make their big announcements this summer. We'll be covering that for you, so it's going to be very much exciting. And some ways that you can support the show. We've talked about Patreon for a while, patreon.com/lightinganswers. You can set up a sort of a recurring donation amount that you can help the show out, and one day we could be ad-free and just be supported totally by you, the viewer. We just recently added something to the YouTube channel. On the main channel page, you go on the right side, go to the little sidebar on the right, and it will say support this channel, support Lighting Answers. You can do that financially and contribute a couple bucks a month or per episode every well, recurring anyways, and do it right through Google's own kind of wallet credit card system. And so that would be super. We would be totally in your debt. So outside of that, that is it for this quick review episode, just so you can take a look at this Philips LED on the cheap with fewer features, but a reasonable amount of light and a reasonable light quality coming out. And that's it. I'm Jody Ganzik. I'll talk to you next time.